going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I want to do a breakdown on Buzelis and how he played versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, where the Bulls won their first preseason game with a final score of 116 to 112. I also want to discuss the possibility of Buzelis starting the season over Patrick Williams, and also just give you guys some thoughts on P-Dub as well. But before we dive into that, let's show some love to the hometown kid, Buzelis. Type his jersey number 14, down below in the comments section and show him our support. Because I'll tell you what, I haven't been this excited about a Bulls rookie in a very, very long time. And after the way he looked against the Cavs, he's got me feeling optimistic about this Bulls young core heading into the near future. But let's dive into it. Buzelis against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He accumulated 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in this ball game. And, the one part I loved about the way Modest looked was he was able to get to his own shots whenever he needed to. I think with him, adding on more weight to his frame is going to be huge for him because it'll just help him create more separation. And also, I think it would just help him, be able to guard a little better. Even though I thought he looked like a great defender in the first game, just still having that extra weight on his frame will no doubt help him. But I do want to highlight a couple plays here and dive into the film. So the first play I'm going to highlight was Buzelis. He caught the ball in the right corner. This was actually after a Vooch drive. And right here, he had Donovan Mitchell in an interesting spot. So he faked the pass to the wing, or to the top of the key to Ayo Dosunmu, and then he was able to drive. He got Mobley to help. Ayo did a really smart job right there. He filled that lane, and Modest was able, nice little kickback, found the assist. But, that's a part of his game that, honestly, I under-talked about this summer was his playmaking ability, because truly I think he's going to be more of that point-forward mold. And I'm not comparing him to a guy like Paolo Banchero just yet. Obviously, if he ends up diving into reaching that level as a rookie, I think that's a solid comparison. But that point forward, a guy who can beat guys off the dribble, can put a lot of pressure on the rim, and then when he does have a chance to create for others, he has shown an ability to do so. But let's kick it to this next play, and this is what I love the most right here, is his handle. So right here, he got the inbound pass from Ayo. He had it at the top of the key. Now, he had a wide open 3. He could have just slid into that 1-2, rise up, knock down a jump shot, but he understands he's a self-aware basketball player. He knows that is not the strength of his game right now. It's him getting to the basket and really working in that paint area, whether it's a push shot, turnaround, whatever it may be. That's where he is thriving right now. But the part about I love this move was he was able to get a good look here, and this was also with Evan Mobley on him and then Jarrett Allen in drop coverage. That is one of the best pick and roll defensive duos you could have in the NBA. And what I loved about this is the way he set the move up. He went between his legs, he crossed back over, he got to that elbow area. He was able to actually knock down this jump shot over the top of Jarrett Allen. This was a tough shot, but even the young fella, the young bull, Buzelis, he was able to knock it down. Now, this was my favorite play for Buzelis from the game. So this was in the second half. He catches the ball at this elbow area. He has the defender on his back, and he's just trying to blow by him and make a move. And then we get to the second freeze frame here. Help defender comes. He had this kick out wide open, but he was already kind of spinning back to the middle, so I don't necessarily know if he saw number 7 right here wide open. But the double team came. He had to create some separation, and this is the shot that I think is going to be his bread and butter. Is just this turnaround in the lane, because look at the separation he creates just because of how big he is. And I think he understands angles very well. I always think about a guy like Chris Paul. I always thought it was so interesting and so challenging how Chris Paul was able to face up 7-footers back in his prime, literally with in front of the three-point line. As he was able to get a shot off, it's all about angles. If he's leaning back like this, even if the defender is a foot taller than him, just the angles will cause him not be able to block that shot. But I think this play by Buzelis, I think this is going to be his go-to. Beat his man off the dribble. If he's able to get to the rim and put it in that way, he will do so. But if they cut him off like they did on this play, getting to that turnaround jumper, I think is going to be key for his development. And that's also why I get back to, him putting more weight on his frame. Because let's just say if he is able to, just get that extra inch of separation with that bump just because he is bigger and stronger, that's where the development is going to come. Now, I do want to make this point to Bulls fans here real quick. Then we'll talk about potentially him starting over Patrick Williams this year. But just be patient with him because I think he is going to be very inefficient in his first year. Like we saw the inefficiency in the summer league. He was only shooting like 39% from the field, 29% from three-point land. But, he passed the eye test. We saw that NBA skill set. So even if Buzelis, let's just say he has a down rookie year in terms of efficiency, it's going to come down to the eye test with him, and he has passed that every single time. And, another play that I probably should have showed a clip of is Darius Garland. Modest Buzelis hedged on that screen, got the switch on the Garland, and Garland, saw a rookie. He was clearly faster than Buzelis. He was able to blow by him, but just due to the length and size of Buzelis, he was actually able to block that shot and get the Bulls an extra possession. So, I'm very high on this guy. I think, we're going to have to be patient to really see what his full potential is because I necessarily don't know. When I watch him, I'm like, this guy potentially could be an all-NBA player. But again, with players like him where it's like, and I'll say this, I think potential is the worst word in sports to use because that's just necessarily saying you're not there yet, but you could be there. And, normally with rookies, we use that, but I'm not the biggest fan of potential, but or at least just using that word to describe players. But I think he could potentially be an all-NBA guy. Again, that's putting a lot of pressure on him, but you guys let me know. What say you on this one? Do you see all NBA potential with Modest Buzelis? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Really curious to see what you guys have to say. I'll also make this pinned comment on today's show. So if YouTube throws an ad break your way, sit back, let it play, and let me know your thoughts on Modest Buzelis. Now, we'll dive into more conversation around Modest Buzelis and Patrick Williams here in a second. But first off, I do want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. If you guys download the PrizePicks app, use promo code CLNS. You guys will get $50 instantly when you play just $5. And the best part is you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Now, what is PrizePicks? It is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. And how do you play? You just pick more or less on two players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Now, if you guys want to add any more juice to a preseason basketball game or maybe a more boring football game, during the college football year and professionally, making a PrizePicks lineup is a great way to do so. Anytime I'm watching a sporting event and I can make a PrizePicks lineup for it, I am taking advantage. Just adds that much more extra juice to your viewing experience. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. So shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. That link will be in the comments section and description of today's program, but I would really appreciate it if you guys gave them a look. And use that promo code CLNS, and you guys will get $50 instantly when you play just $5. All right, let's talk about it. Modest Buzelis versus Patrick Williams. So, I said on a show yesterday that I liked the way Patrick Williams looked in the preseason game. I said he was aggressive, and I kind of misspoke on that. I should have said I liked the aggression he had with the limited opportunities he had. And I still feel like Patrick Williams is in a tough spot when he's out there on the court with LaVine, Vooch, and Coby White, because I think his ideal situation would be Williams, playing that, third, second option maybe offensively instead of just him being a corner boy. Like, he just sits in the corner offensively. I don't think that's using his strengths. Even though he's been a 40% three-point shooter in his career, he has only done that on about 2 3-pointers a game. So it gets me back to Buzelis. Like, I honestly think if the Bulls are trying to win games this year, which they have made that crystal clear in the press conferences, even if I disagree with that you should be prioritizing landing that first-round pick for next season. But I actually think Buzelis would be a better fit because I think he's a better defender right now than Patrick Williams. Like the way he moves his feet, the length, the size. And I feel like you feel Buzelis on the basketball court a lot more than you feel Patrick Williams. So, if I had to call it, I don't think this is going to happen. Again, this is very unlikely that Billy Donovan would just, necessarily pull the cord on Patrick Williams. And I'm sure that would create a very disgruntled Patrick Williams if you started the 20-year-old kid over him, especially early on in the season. But let's just say Williams starts the season like he did last year, where he was under 30% from downtown, wasn't defending at the level that we expect him to. I don't care that he signed that massive deal in the offseason. If he is a better fit with the starting lineup, you roll with him. Who cares about the contract? Who cares about the draft status? That doesn't matter. It matters about putting the best team out there possible for the Chicago Bulls this season. Again, that is their priority, to win games, so I'm going to take them as that. But, conclude my thoughts here. I would wish that the Bulls would just move off Levine so you could start Buzelis and Williams. And I would love a starting lineup where it would be Josh Giddey, Coby White, Buzelis, and Williams at the 3 and 4 spot. And then you have either Jalen Smith or Vooch at the center. That's what I would roll with. And I should have mentioned this early on the show. I actually thought the lineup of Levine, Buzelis, Ayo, and I think it was Vooch out there, that was a very entertaining brand of basketball. Now, will they give up a lot of points? 100%. But will they also score a lot of points? 100% as well. So, just wanted to get you guys my thoughts on Modest Buzelis and how he has fared so far, in the Summer League and also his first preseason debut. But if you guys made it to the end of today's show, give me a C red down below in the comment section. Also, give me a follow on Twitter. The handle is @PatSeeps. See you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.